Welcome to the Fasting Podcast featuring wellness and optimal weight. Wow. Join our co-host, Julie Phillips, myself, and the amazing Kimberly Jansen, both certified natural health professionals with a combined experience of 4 decades. In these weekly educational episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little-known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now on to the show. This is episode 5, molecular hydrogen, which is called H2, and fasting. So Kimberly, would you tell us about the importance of water and molecular hydrogen to people that are interested in fasting?
Let's talk about people that are not fasting first. You may have the habit of grazing all day, or eating 3 meals and a couple of snacks. And normally there's not a lot of room left for water, for drinking, for feeling thirsty, because now you've consumed a lot of calories and of course a lot of food. People who are fasting are very interested in detoxification, in elimination, in actually diluting toxins in the body, and of course, getting them out of the body. The way we do that is through our 4 main eliminative organs. And that could be kidney, it can be intestinal, it can be skin, and of course it can be respiratory. So fasting brings us much focus as far as wellness and weight control. And when we drink more water, in turn, we are less hungry, because sometimes people think that they're actually hungry when they're really just thirsty. So that drinking of water and a good quality of water is going to help to eliminate and alleviate the desire for food. Now, if you have not checked out episode 4, we talked about quality of water and what's very important in the water that you're consuming. So if you haven't had a moment to look at episode 4 or listen to episode 4, please do so. And let's talk a little bit about molecular hydrogen, H2, as Julie referred to it. H2 is very valuable to fasters, and most fasters are unaware of it. Now, I am not talking about H2O, which is water. That has a large oxygen atom and 2 smaller hydrogen atoms, one connected on either side. Your molecular hydrogen is actually 2 hydrogen atoms that have bonded to each other. Molecular hydrogen can also be called diatomic hydrogen. Now, let me also tell you, molecular hydrogen, there is actually a website totally not associated with anyone that is going to tell you molecular hydrogen will help with 150 human diseases. Now, some of these diseases, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, and of course, one big key, chronic inflammation. Julie, H2 is also a primordial antioxidant. Tell us more.
This was fascinating to me, Kim, when I found out what was so magical about H2. Primordial means it has existed since the beginning of time, and it's a selective antioxidant, which means that it is going to only deal with or neutralize the harmful toxic free radicals in the body, and I'll explain that, not the useful ones. So, and also it's neutral, so there's no charge. It's not positive or negative. It's absolutely neutral. This is a magical thing. And free radicals in the body, as Kim taught us in a previous episode, that all of us have some free radicals. We just don't want to get a lot of free radicals. So picture this: from eating toxic food or different things, even extreme exercise can cause one of your cells to be missing an electron. That makes it a free radical. And now it's not happy. So it's looking around, where can I find a healthy cell to steal an electron from to make me happy? But now that other one's not happy, and it causes a cascade as they try to solve their each individual problem. Well, it turns out there's useful free radicals in the body, and the useful ones might be for something like the body dealing with infection. People that are rampant with free radical damage, They call it oxidative stress. It's kind of like leaving your fresh food out on the counter and it turns brown and it's aging prematurely. So this is a premature aging issue and a health issue we're dealing with. Well, H2 is those two little hydrogen atoms bonded together. And when we consume it into the body, not only is it needed for all these functions in the body Kim will teach us about, but now it selectively finds only the damaging free radicals to neutralize. So for example, the absolute worst, most cytotoxic free radical in the body is called OH, hydroxyl radicals. So when the H2s find the OHs, satisfy that missing electron issue, they combine, and the H2s and the OHs combine to create brand new H2O water molecules we didn't even drink. How beautiful is that? H2 is very magical and contributes to homeostasis or balance in the body. And for anybody with neurological concerns, like people with autism, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, H2 can actually stimulate, proven with clinical studies, ghrelin production, which is a hormone the body produces. You can actually get way less than a therapeutic dose of H2. Therapeutic is 0.5 parts per million, and 0.1 can help people with these challenges. Radiation protection. There's a NASA study from 2015. Human growth hormone and glutathione production inside the body naturally just because we consumed H2, and it can stimulate our cellular batteries, mitochondria, to function when they weren't functioning before. And as Kim told us, it's proven with clinical study to not only help chronic inflammation, but also obesity. And obesity is linked with inflammation. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that H2 is a gas. Most people don't know that. So we can get it in our bodies through injection. Ooh, don't like that idea. Inhaling, don't like that one either. Or you can dissolve it in water. So now we're just going to talk briefly that there is a study in Nature Medicine that shows that it's proven to be a therapeutic antioxidant by selectively reducing cytotoxic oxygen radicals, if you want to look that one up. And there's another study, this was interesting. They did a study on type 2 diabetes, and 4 out of the 6 people normalized, that's 75% of the study participants, normalized their IGT, stands for impaired glucose test, by doing this in 8 weeks. No other changes, no exercise or food. That's amazing. So if you're blood sugar challenged, this is really important. And there's also a study that shows, it was published in a really big Nature Medicine type publication, and their statement in 2010 is that it is not an overstatement to say that hydrogen's impact on therapeutic and preventive medicine could be enormous in the future. Kim, go ahead and talk to us a little bit more about hydrogen being crucial and how some people, or many, might be deficient.
All we wanted to know about hydrogen, we might know, we might not know. First is hydrogen is the number 1 element in the periodic table. 2, hydrogen makes up 90% of all matter in the universe. And there's no way our bodies can ever get too much hydrogen because we will simply exhale it. How beautiful is that? Now, let me also tell you, hydrogen can cross blood-brain barrier. So you want to know about this. And it is an element that is crucial to every living thing. Now, people that are potentially have issues, gut issues or heartburn and reflux, these are people that are potentially deficient in hydrogen. So think about that. Think about how you're feeling, how you consume food, and if you have issues with that. Hydrogen could be a deficiency. Julie, tell us convenient ways where you can get H2 into the body.
Well, we talked about H2 being a gas, and I wasn't a big fan of inhaling or injecting it, and it's not very practical or affordable. But the ionizer machines that Kim and I have been using for years focus, or most ionizing machines do not focus on this. But the one we like focuses on purity of water, but also creation and dissolving of molecular hydrogen, the right amount into the pure water. A lot of ionizers are focusing on high alkaline pH. So if you're not designed to capture the gas and dissolve it in the pure water, all bets are off how much you'll have in these other types of machines if you do not clean them with their cathodes building up calcium scaling every 2 weeks, perhaps. If you use it a lot, then all bets are off if you're going to get any molecular hydrogen anyway. So we like the approach where that scaling is not a problem. So definitely the ionizer is a phenomenal way to do it. So it's a machine. We actually feature the one that's head and shoulders above everything else that creates a neutral pH with ultra 9-stage filtering on our website, which is thefastingpodcastwow.com. There's another way. You can actually use tablets that contain elemental magnesium in them, and these are convenient for travel because you can go around town with them, take it on a trip, but a lot of people don't like the aftertaste. You have to dissolve them in a full bottle of water with the right amount, wait a right number of minutes, and then get it down quickly. And the drops are very similar, but the drops end up, we've had trouble with the tubes leaking and it clumping. The one we like the best is we found a capsule where you can swallow it, and in addition to the elemental magnesium in it to create molecular hydrogen in the body where it can be used before it escapes, also contains 74 ionic minerals in the same virtual format as human bone, plus the alkalizing minerals, calcium and magnesium. So it's brilliant that it's made inside, and many people that are fasting are often deficient in magnesium. Many people are, as a matter of fact. Addicts are known to have a challenge with that. So if you're extended water fasting, this is a very big deal. So that's an ideal way to remineralize drinking water. Like if you're drinking reverse osmosis or distilled water that doesn't have minerals, this is also another way to get those minerals back into the body. So, Kim, could you wrap this up for us?
Yes, definitely, Julie. I think the best next step is going to plan on listening to episode 6. This is about hydration solutions with H2 and purity. This episode will actually conclude our information on hydration, and now you will be able to make a more informed decision on which water is better for you, your family, and of course your workplace. Thank you again to everyone for listening. Also, please visit the fastingpodcastwow.com, where you will find our slides, previous episodes, our contact info, and any tools and technology that we have endorsed. You'll also find a 24-minute video featuring Julie, my co-host, and 2 expert doctors explaining our wellness and optimal weight program. This WOW program is beneficial for everyone. Again, we appreciate all of our listeners, and thank you for sharing with your families and friends. If you're listening to this podcast, please leave a 5-star review on iTunes. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like the episode and subscribe to our channel, The Fasting Podcast Wow.